And then you'll see participants over here trying to come in, and you just accept them and let them in.
You gotta switch the audio that says using computer audio.
Microphone Blackmagic.
Yeah, it's like the Blackmagic thing.
Yeah, that's this thing.
Well, let's test it out. Cause last time.
If I walk out of here, keep talking. See, can you see yourself?
Keep talking. See if what?
This will tell. This little green thing right here mean that you got sound. So if I take
Hello.
let me leave out. Do it now. Talk. Yeah, it's got this. It's getting this. So that's cool. Yeah, so we got some. So up here, watch for participants, and then remember, you can switch between this.
Double click.
And you'll use this to double click over here. Don't get confused if you're trying to double click on this.
Okay. Oh, I got this.
See, you got participants trying to get in. All right, fellas, let's get started. James, just tell me when you're on camera 1, so I know where to look. Camera 1 is down.
Here's one thing, it's a straight cross kitchen, so it's a little bit.
Come on, man, let's start. Hey, they on.
That's not even vision I had.
It's got good air and good light.
So today we're going to work on some movement, breathing, takedowns, and a little bit of striking stuff. So it should be pretty fun. We'll start off with our exercises first. I do have 2 of my students here to help me. And we'll just start off with some good little warm-up. So first thing you want to do is put your feet about shoulder width apart and extend your spine. So pull from the head up while relaxing the pelvis down. Just pull your spine up. Then take your hands, spread your fingers as hard as you can, and start to pull them down as if something or someone was pulling your fingers away from your body. So you're stretching up and down, and then while stretching, keeping that pull going in opposite directions, start to rise the arms. And you should feel like your tendons, your muscles are just being pulled away, all the way into the spine. You should feel it all the way into the spine. Keep going, pull. Head is still being pulled up. True. Pull. Start to pull your arms just a little bit back and still up, or out rather, not necessarily up, because this is up. I want you to feel like if I'm pulling their arms, I should feel like I'm pulling them in these opposite directions. I'm pulling them away. So as I'm pulling, they're being pulled, and the head is still being pulled up. So we're not going to take the arms all the way up. Now, we just want to start to bring them back down, but as we're bringing them down, we're still pulling them back just a little bit. So the arms should be, so if this is, you're all on the same plane, your arms should be just back a little bit. Pull as you're bringing them down. Getting a nice stretch in the pecs. You should feel it in the pecs, in the neck, upper back. And then when you start to release it very slowly. Don't like a rubber band, don't snap. Sort of release slow back into yourself. And it should have made you nice and warm up top. Yeah, a little. So now we just want to take, and you want to keep your pelvis stationed, your legs. Imagine that you're in cement up to the hips. So the only thing that can move is the upper torso. And you just want to turn as far as you can, but don't let your hips turn. Like your pelvis shouldn't move at all. Be very mindful that your pelvis stays straight. Just turn. Remember to breathe. And try to relax your arms too. If you're doing this with your arms, that's fine starting off, but then start to hold your torso, but let your arms relax. And then you'll feel it in the back. You'll feel it in the side. You'll feel the muscles that are really necessary to do this work. Now elongate the neck, the head, pull it up. And then give yourself permission to just lean back just a little bit. So I'll turn to the side. So if I'm straight up, I want to just lean back just a little bit. Now slowly again, start to come back towards the front. Don't snap out of this. And then we'll go to the opposite side. So again, pelvis is straight. Neck, spine, head is being pulled up. And you start to twist the body. Just the upper part. Don't let that lower part turn. If you have to use the arms starting off, this is fine, right? This is like the beginning. This is training wheels. And then you can relax the arms.
Is it me or is it hard to breathe like this?
You gotta hug it out here. You got your chest
So
released. Hold it on yourself a minute.
if you didn't hear that question, what Greg said was, is it me or is it hard to breathe like this? Keep staying in that position. Don't come out of it. So what you have to do is you have to find areas inside of yourself that you can breathe through. So you learn to relax certain muscles. Certain tissues in the body are tense for no reason. You release those and then you can expand the breath capacity of the body. So now you start to come back out of it nice and slow. Very nice. And then now we want to tuck the chin to the chest and we just roll the body down. Again, it's a constant state of pressure that we want to keep on the body. So the chin is touching the chest and you're rolling the body down as if you were rolling up carpet. Roll the body down. The navel starts to go towards the backbone. So it goes towards the spine. And you're rolling. And then when you get down, just hold for about 3 to 5 seconds and breathe. So you're opening, you're expanding those tight areas, you're cleaning the gunk out so that you can get the oxygen in. And then after those 5 seconds, you're still breathing and you start to slowly come back up. But you start the movement from the lower back, the lower spine, and you stack vertebra by vertebra. As you come up, your shoulders should be relaxed, your arms should be relaxed and heavy. There should be no tension. If there is tension in the arms and your shoulders, then just let it go. And you roll yourself up. And then you roll your shoulders back. And then your head comes up. You want to do that 2 more times. So we'll do 3 of those. So you guys go ahead and go down. As you're going down, be sure to inhale in through the nose, exhale out from the mouth. Do your very best to relax your body everywhere where you don't need tension to do the work. There's only certain muscles that you need in order to complete this task. And so then it's not that all your muscles don't need to be tight. So find those muscles that are not necessary and let them go. Start to come back up if you haven't already. And then once you reach the top, remember your shoulders roll back and your head comes up. We got one more. So we'll go down, in through the nose, out from the mouth, rolling the body down. As you're breathing, tucking the belly button back towards the spine and really rolling that body down, rolling your body down. Your legs stay straight as possible. You count to about 5 as you breathe. Keep that chin tucked, and then you start to come back up. But remember, the motion starts at the lower back. It shouldn't start at the upper back. The upper back should not become engaged until after all the lower parts of the body have already straightened out.
I'm just about halfway down, I started feeling like my lower back, which I started tightness and it's a little bit sore. But as I did a quick check-in, it was actually my glutes were starting to fire, pulling on. So I let those go, and also lower back pain.
Yep. So this exercise is really good for opening up the cervical vertebra, lumbar vertebra, and the thoracic vertebra of the spine, and helping getting circulation in the spine. So next, we want to take and just at the pelvis and the hips, start to angle them up and down, just like this. And it's just a little movement in the knee, so you can cheat with it and you bend your knee and do like this. But try to control the pelvis, like move the pelvis, not so much the knee. And you're just tilting one side, then another, then the next side. One side, then the next side. One side, next side. We just want to rake the hips up. And then rotate, forward and back, one way. Forward and then switch, forward and back, the other way. And then we go into our figure eights. Forward, back, figure eight. Switch directions, forward and back, figure eight. Then sideways, figure eight, left to right. Then reverse, sideways. And then relax. Flex the glutes, so just tighten them as tight as you can. Everything else should be soft, just the glutes are tight. Tight, 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 tight. Flex the glutes. Then release them. Then flex the glutes. The glutes are your butt cheeks, if you don't know. Flex, flex, flex. Then release. One more time. Flex, flex, flex. Then release. Now flex the quads and hamstrings of the legs, not the calves, just the quads, but not the glutes. The glutes should now be as soft as they can be. Just flex. So, and when I say flex them, if you go and you try to lock them up, you're gonna flex the glutes. Only bring attention to those areas of the muscle. Until you get a very deep level of control, you won't be able to flex those muscles independently of other muscles. So just bring attention to them so that you can feel them activating. That's enough. But then you have to be able to hold that load, that activation. Then release them. Then again, flex them. The minute you start to feel your glutes flex, when you start to feel your glutes flex, you've gone too far. You're engaging the wrong muscles. Don't flex. Yeah, calves. Shit.
Calves too. Like when I try to concentrate on the calves,
Let go. And then go again. This will give you control. This will definitely give you control. So do it again. and then let it go. And now move the control down to the calves of the leg. So just the calves, not the feet,
That's what I did.
just the calves.
Yeah, but too.
You kind of-
Yeah, your glutes and your upper muscles should not even be firing at all now. Well, of course, they have to have some tension to them because you're standing up, but it shouldn't be no more than what's necessary to stand you up. So calf muscles, then relax them. Calf muscles, then relax. Calf, then relax. And now feet. And we brought attention to our whole body one way or another. Relax the feet, down to the feet again. Relax the feet, down to the feet. And the whole time I want you to focus on your spine being elongated. I'm looking around and talking, but I'm teaching. The rest of you should be focused with your head straight, spine straight, tension to your feet, relax. And now we want to bring tension from the feet to the calves, past the knee into the quads, the hamstrings, then the glutes, up to the pelvis, lower abdomen, middle abdomen, middle back, lower back, middle back, upper chest or chest, upper back. You got tension all the way up to here, but the arms are still free. So the whole from the upper chest, upper back down to the feet, everything is tight, but the arms are free, right? And then take that same tension from everywhere, put it all into just the arms. Everything else is relaxed. And it can be a fist or it can be open hands. But tension is there. Everything else is free. Legs, everything else is free. Now bring that tension from the arms, relax the arms, put it back into the chest, legs, torso, glutes. Everything else is tight. Arms are free. Switch it back to the arms. Everything else is loose. Everything is free, so you can move it. Now spread that tension through the whole body. Everything is tight. And then everything is relaxed. Everything is tight. You can inhale or exhale, doesn't matter. I want the breath to be continuous. So we're not training ourselves to get stuck on an inhale or exhale for tension or relaxation. So you're just breathing now, but bring in tension.
Just leave my hands, wash my hands. Everybody want to,
And then
what do you get?
breathe in and relax.
What do you get cramp?
Oh, so cramps depends on the person. Because, I mean, you get cramps for different reasons. If it's strictly just a muscle cramp, then you can usually release it with breath and tension work. So if you get a cramp in your arm or in your foot or whatever, then you breathe to that area and you spread it, pull that muscles apart manually with your mind, pull it apart while breathing to it, and the cramp will dissipate, it'll go away. But now if it's because you're lacking some nutrient in your body, potassium, something like that, then you need to supplement, get that nutrients in your body. But the breathing will still help, but you still need to supply your body with the nutrient, right? So breathe in and out, in and out, in and out, bring in tension. In and out, in and out, in and out, relaxation. Do that 4 more times. In and out, in and out, in and out. Tension. Keep breathing though, even while tight. Yeah, see, the breath should be calmer. It should be smoother. When you that's an unnecessary tension of the mind and the body. Your breath should be more like calm, should be calm, should be more calming to the body. Okay, so any of these exercises can be juxtaposed together, can be separated, can be broken down. There's so much to them that you can do. It's not necessarily that you have to do them exactly as I just said, but if you do them like I said, you'll definitely get benefits from that. So now we want to do some movement stuff. So we can put our hands together like this, just like that, rotate the wrist one way, then switch, go the other way. Then relax it, rub the hands together, massage the skin. Warm the arms up. The body was already warm from what we did. This is just another way of warming yourself up. Oops, I mean to hit the mic. Of your neck, your head, your face. You can go as far as to pat yourself. Jump a little bit. In through the nose, out from the mouth, raise the hands. In through the nose, out from the mouth, take the body down. In through the nose, out from the mouth, do it at the same time. You want your breath to precede every motion, and you want the breath to last the full length of time of the motion. So we want to connect our breathing to our movement. Now, grab a chair. You should be able, yeah, sit. Just you can sit the right way it's at, pretty much. And so when you're at home, there are certain things you can do on your own that will help you to get connection or control of yourself, right? So you sit in your chair. So first and foremost, let's talk about how to sit. When you go and you sit in your chair, a lot of times you got people that just kind of flop down in a chair, right? When you go to a chair, it's good to touch the chair with the leg a lot of times so you'll know where it's at, and then you let the knees go forward so your body comes down, and then you can just slide yourself back into the chair, or you can walk yourself back into the chair or whatever. If you lean back or slouch, which is okay as long as you you understand your posture, as long as you're in connection with yourself and you know your body, there's nothing wrong with a little lean to get comfortable. But you do need to understand and recognize your own posture. This is somewhat counterproductive when you need to get up, because you might have to use unnecessary tension to rise your body if you don't understand how to move. So if you are leaning back and you're in a chair like this, a good way to be able to get up is to bring your legs back to you so your feet are actually under you, and you can use that pressure from your legs to pull your body forward, right? That's a sort of a cheat. If your legs are forward and you're trying to come up, there's more work. You just try it, you can feel the difference. If you're laying back and you bring your legs here, it's a counterbalance. Your legs can actually help you come forward. That's if you're in a chair like this. I don't have a lazy boy type of chair to as an example, but there are ways that you can use the weight of your leg to bring you forward, right? These are things you can practice at home. You lift it up, you basically connect the knee to the shoulder, and then you just pull yourself up with that knee. Can you feel that? You know, boop, boop. So there are tons of things you can do at home on your own as far as exercise. So that's what we're going to use the chairs for just now. I just wanted to show you that. So one is walking to the edge of your seat with your hips. We do this on the floor, but you can also do it in a chair, especially when you have a nice heavy chair like this. So what you want to do is you want to sit about even footed on your hips, and you'll just bring your hip, put more weight on one hip. So like right now I'm on my right, and I want to scoop my left forward. Then I put my weight on my left and I scoop my right forward. And then I just continue to do that until I get to the edge of my seat. And then I'm gonna go backwards. And forward. So if you have older clients, for any massage therapists or any kind of occupational therapists that are watching this, or if you have older people that you care about, you know, grandma, grandpa, older parents, they don't want to necessarily get on the floor and do exercise because they're scared to get on the floor. This is a really good exercise for building lower abdominal strength and just core body strength in general. Those of you that are already like really strong in your core, it might take you a minute to feel the core strengthening benefit, but it's there. And also, not only does it build core strength, and this is for anybody, I don't care how strong your core is, it's also building a deeper level of connectivity to your body. This is giving you body control. So it's still worth doing, even if you got that rock hard 6-pack abs. So, right. Then if you want, you can start to work your way forward. And then once you get here, you drop your knees and you can stand up. Then you can let yourself back down, and then you can walk yourself back. There's a whole nother way you can incorporate doing this exercise and add a little challenge to yourself. Make sure you get all the way to the end and then feel your knees drop forward and bring your body up. It's like a spring. And then back down, and then you go back again. And remember always to be breathing while you're doing this. And then forward and down. If it feels like you're working, well, you're gonna feel like you're working. But if it feels, I'm gonna try to do it wrong. If it feels like you're using muscle, like here at the end, if you're pushing your body forward and doing that, that's wrong. That's a lot of weight on the leg. What I'm doing is I'm dropping my knees forward, but my body is staying up. So as I go forward, my hips have no option but to come under me, which pushes me up. So it's just about mechanics. It's all about the mechanics of the body, right? So we'll finish with this, and then now when you're here on the edge, right, now you can work on foot placement and understanding, okay, so if my leg is out, how easy is it for me to stand up? If my leg is back, how easy is it for me to stand up? My foot is up under me, how easy is it for me to stand up? You feel like you need to put a lot of weight on this other leg, but the same rules apply. If you learn how to pull from that knee and pull that knee forward, the body just goes. It just goes. So this is the equivalent of if this leg is back and I need to go quick, I throw that leg forward and it propels me forward. If my leg is under here and I need to go, this leg becomes my stepping leg. I can throw this leg, and this leg is my push off. It's a timing thing, but as you feel it, this leg can be your leg to help you rotate over and out of the way of something. gives you the opportunity. This leg can help you go and leave that way. So you start to feel the weight of your leg and learn how to distribute it in a manner that actually propels your body in that direction. Does it make sense? So you can play with these different things on your own. These are things that you can do on your own, and they will give you huge benefit. Now, for the martial aspect of these things, because they're not techniques, it's just a way of moving. But for the martial aspect, if you had a situation where you needed to get up from the chair quick, doing it the old traditional way of trying to muscle your way up and go, it is too slow compared to when you use the weight of the leg to throw you, right? It's entirely too slow. And so you train yourself to recognize that power comes from the ground. But power comes from the entire body moving in unison together from the core. But you get the power from the ground to go. So, and there's tons of other things we can do with the chair, but that's all I wanted to show for today, right? There are tons of things we can do with the chair. Tons and tons and tons of other things you can do with the chair. Facts. Facts. That is a fact. You can do that too. So now we want to get into just a little bit of floor stuff. So my guys, you want to get down to the floor, right? And for those of you that might be a little wary of getting down to the floor, that's exactly why you should get on the floor. That's exactly why. Because if you ever do find yourself down there, you want to be able to move around, get up, and be free to do that. So as they're on the floor, we'll move into some martial components while on the floor, and then we'll probably wrap up a little bit after that. So starting off on the floor, we'll just start to move the body however you want, but you move towards Colin. Colin, you move towards Greg, but y'all try not to touch each other. Yep. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Move yourself. Try not to get stuck. Yep. There you go. As they're moving, I just speak to as they're moving. What you want to do is they want to make sure that their arms aren't getting in their way as they're moving. They want to make sure their own legs aren't getting in their own way as they're moving. If you don't have a partner, this work just looks like you moving on your own. This work looks like you putting obstacles in your way and you're trying to avoid those obstacles also. Yep. So you do these things at home on your own. Yep. And you try to move as smoothly as you can as you're moving. As smoothly as you can as you move. And then the martial component then too now is as you're moving, you start to touch if it's an inanimate object, you choose what point you want to touch and then you touch it. Lightly at first, but you want to give yourself control over what you're doing. Yep. Yep.
mess up your partners in the disadvantage.
Oh, I'm doing it. We're gonna with the center.
And if you have a partner, then you pick targets on the partner
Jules.
and you touch them. If you have a partner, someone that you can move around with at the house, then you work to find areas on them, pick and choose your targets on them and touch those targets. Mhm. For those of you that have kids, I advise you playing this game with them. Be very mindful of the fact that as an adult, you're going to have a different level of strength than your child, depending on how old the child is and if you're a healthy adult. And so you want to be mindful of the amount of force or pressure and speed that you use, but you don't want to sacrifice honest movement. So you always touch them or push them or pull them or grab them in such a way that's honest to the work that's being done. And then you can start to play grab and escape. So one person will grab while the other person is trying to escape from grab. Yep. Yep. This is real good for the kids, especially with all the kidnappings and abductions that are going on. Or train the kids to move in such a way that it's hard for them to get captured. Then, as you're still playing this game, grab and escape, now you start to work to standing, and you stand and you get back down. So you stand, breathe and move, work. Yep. And then you work and then you go back down on your own. Yep. 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 And if you'll notice, nobody's hitting or punching. It's right now, it's just grabbing, which is what the drill is supposed to be initially. And then you want to be mindful of where your body is at all times. Right? Always know where your body is at. Don't just blindly be moving because you can move yourself right into danger. Yep. And then come back. So then with the breathing and movement, the gravity escape is really good. Now we start off with pushing the body. So placing the fist on the person, initially start off, especially if it's your kid, you let the fist fit in the area. If the fist doesn't, it won't fit. Fitting means that the whole of the fist actually can take the shape of the body part that it's touching. If I'm touching the shoulder, but I'm hitting it like this and I got my wrist bent trying to get to it, this is bad. This is just bad. Any kind of bend in the wrist whatsoever on impact can cause damage to the wrist, unless you have a nice, strong wrist. And so it's just better to err on the side of caution and just keep the wrist straight. But you place the fist on the body where it fits, starting off, just go around the body and place it to where it fits. Front, back, all around the body. And then as you place the fist, you start to push. So the person who's placing the fist, you start to push, and the person that's being pushed, yep, it just moves and escapes naturally how it should. He doesn't escape prior to contact. I'm pushing him, he's escaping, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm not pushing really hard, like trying to like knock him into the other room or whatever, but I am giving him direction so his body knows where it's going or where it should go. And if he doesn't move in that direction, he finds out very quickly that his force on my force is a force multiplier for pain. Yes?
Yeah.
So, and then after you've done doing that a little bit, then you can just start to add a little speed to the hands, and his body moves accordingly. And then both people have done that to each other, and then you can go back and forth touching each other with those hands. And that's where we will pick up in the next class. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to us, and we hope you stay safe out there. We've taken precautions here for the COVID-19. We washed our hands, we sprayed ourselves with Lysol. Everybody's clean over here. We want to make sure that you guys all do the same. Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks. I appreciate y'all.